Hi folks, welcome to Leader of the Pack. I'm Jeff Williams and I'm going to be your host for the series of programs that we're running. Today we're speaking to Professor Robin Murphy from Texas A&M University. She's in charge of CRASAR, which is Computer Robotic Assisted Search and Rescue. I asked her why should we appreciate more robotics in today's business world. I interviewed her earlier today on Skype. Let's take a look and listen to what she said.
Hiya Robin, how are you?
Howdy.
For the viewers, Robin, can you tell us a little bit what you're involved with at CRASAR, I think, so we understand where you come from?
Well, I'm the director of the Center for Robotics Assisted Search and Rescue. And so the idea behind the center is to encourage and enable the use of robots, land, sea, and aerial vehicles for disasters.
How many disasters have actually been used at, Robin?
By my count, 42 deployments, 42 disasters has had some type of robot used at it.
Wow. They were first used?
The very first use of robots, of any type of robots that's ever been reported for disaster, was the 9/11 World Trade Center towers.
So what kind of robots are they then? Because obviously viewers often think of robots as like human being shapes, but obviously these are different than that, yeah?
That's true. The robots used at the World Trade Center are pretty much the standard ground robots used for disasters everywhere. And that looks like mini shoebox-sized mini tanks. We see a lot of robots that look like the Hurt Locker robots, the IED robots. Those are actually about as big as a small person's shoulder. So it takes about the same space as a person to go into. At the World Trade Center and other building collapses, you need something smaller than a person and a dog to get in there, to get into places that they can't get. So smaller is better. And so that was the first use of robots, to get into places, to try to get down into the basement, to try to help find where the stairwells were, to find shortcuts for the cranes to dig, to try to get to the basement and see if there were any survivors. The IED robots are used to interact with the bombs, to see if there's a bomb on the side of the road, to dig it out, or to cut a wire. So again, it's trying to get the operator distance. We call it remote presence, where they can sense and act at a distance. So that keeps them safe.
Got you. There's a lot of interest as well, Robin, in small unmanned aerial vehicles, like those quadcopters that people seem to fly everywhere. Have these been used much, and what for?
Well, aerial vehicles as a whole, the small ones, things that are basically under 2 meters of any characteristic dimension, usually under a meter in a characteristic dimension, are being used quite a bit. They've been used in 17 of the 42 disasters that I've cataloged.
Wow. In your book that I've read, Disaster Robotics, you argue that the most revolutionary robots may be marine-based robots. But why do you say that, Robin, when you're praising the aerial ones so much?
Well, I love the ground robots too. I can praise all three. But I think what people overlook, often think about, is that robots don't replace people. They do things that people and dogs can't do. They're another tool to add to the toolkit of the responders. One of the things that people can't do well or quickly is check underwater portions of bridges, seawalls, levees, shipping channels. Those are things that require incredibly expensive, skilled, rare people, and it puts them in a great deal of danger. You think of something like the Japanese tsunami or some of the hurricanes we've had here in the United States. Problems that we see in disasters, people forget how much of the real important decisions that impact economic recovery relate to structures, getting your roads back, your bridges back, your transportation back, reopening your government buildings so you can get the permits to get your housing done and to have insurance companies come in. One of the delays is it takes weeks to get civil engineers in, who can stop what they're doing, physically get into that site, have the site safe enough.
How much does a disaster robot cost? You know, the $1 million question. How much do they cost?
Well, fortunately, they cost less than $1 million. They can be quite expensive. They're anywhere, depending on what type, from $10,000 to $400,000. Marine vehicles and things that work in water, and particularly corrosive salt water with very expensive sensors, are up in the $400,000 range. The UAVs, the small UAVs, are often in the $30,000 to $50,000 range, even though I know you can buy them for $1,000 on the internet. When we're talking about real sensors and real post-processing, 3D reconstruction,
wow,
real reliability, you add some cost.
Well, that's great. Robin, time's coming to the end, but thanks very much indeed on the first episode of Leader of the Pack, Appreciating Leading Edge Robotics. See you next time, Robin, and thanks very much, and back to the studios.
See ya.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's what the experts are telling us about robotics. Fascinating. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Leader of the Pack on CMTV. You stay safe out there. Tomorrow's world is now.